From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Fall is here, and while the cooler weather can make hiking especially appealing this time of year, it is also a time to be especially cautious around Colorado's wildlife, including bears. Black bears are extra active as they hunt for food ahead of their winter hibernation. And encounters with bears happen all the time. In fact, state wildlife officials say Coloradans report about 4,000 bear sightings and encounters in a typical year. So what do we need to know about bear behavior this time of year before we head out to savor that fall weather? Bridget O'Rourke is a public information officer with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. She joined me to talk about how to prevent risky run-ins with bears this fall and what to do if you encounter a bear in the wild.
It's really important to know that if you live in Colorado, you live alongside more than 960 different species. And so we do have to share our outdoor spaces and we share habitat with wildlife. So really knowing what triggers them is important. So just coming from a wildlife perspective, different animals have different trigger points. So for bears, for example, they're entering hyperphagia. So they're basically trying to eat as much as they possibly can before winter. So that means they're trying to eat 20,000 calories every single day to build those healthy fat reserves.
Wow.
So in human fast food terms, that would mean 20 chicken sandwiches, 10 large French fries, 10 sodas, and
Whoa.
10 milkshakes every day, Erin. Every day. That's what
Don't
they're trying
tempt
to do.
me.
I know.
Well, I want to get into some of the details about bears. Colorado has a very large population of black bears. Estimates are between 17,000 and 20,000 of them in the state. And we know bears live in areas where Coloradans enjoy outdoor activities like hiking and backpacking and camping. Bears are getting ready for winter hibernation, as we mentioned. How does that affect how aggressive they are?
Yeah, absolutely. So with bears, they're trying to eat that 20,000 calories a day. So they're just really driven right now to eat, eat, eat. That's all that's on their mind. And so a black bear's natural diet consists of berries, fruit, plants, grasses, nuts. But if those natural sources become scarce, that increases a bear's drive to search for food, which means it can overcome their fear of humans. So that's where that's trigger behind them is to eat, eat, eat. And if they have access to human food, then that's where we get those human-bear conflicts.
And of course, the best approach for people is to avoid an encounter whenever possible. Let's say, Bridget, I'm out backpacking in the mountains. What should I do or not do to prevent a run-in with a bear?
Absolutely. So if you're hiking or camping, you do want to make sure that you are picking up your trash after yourself, making sure that bears aren't going to identify trails with human sources of food. If you're camping, you want to lock up those coolers, put your food in locked bear boxes, which are at some campsites. And so really their noses are just so strong. And so just really trying to take away any element that they could come to want to get into your campsite or follow you along the trail. So that could even be double bagging sunscreen and chapstick and candy and snacks when you're hiking.
Okay, that's a good reminder. A lot of us like to hike with our dogs. How do we do that safely in bear country?
Yes, so keeping dogs on a 6-foot leash is very important. We also don't want dogs to be chasing wildlife because that's when attacks can happen as well. And so also you want to be mindful of moose when you are walking your dog because moose actually see dogs as huge threats. So if you are going to be hiking in moose country, then it's almost better to just not bring your dog with you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's say I do run across a bear while I'm out hiking. I see it, it sees me. What should I do?
Yeah, I kind of think of it in like 3 phases. So the green light phase would be you see the bear, it sees you, you start backing up
Okay.
very slowly, you do not run. So you back up and you create as much distance as you possibly can. In a yellow phase, that would be that the bear sees you and starts coming towards you. And that's when you want to make yourself bigger and yell and scream, "Hey, bear," and really, make sure that you're bigger than the bear, keeping eye contact. But then in stage 3, kind of the red light zone would be if the bear really does start to come and charge you,
Ooh.
then you do need to fight back with everything that you have, and you do not want to play dead.
Yeah, because I've always heard if a bear gets a hold of you, you should absolutely be still and play dead. That is not the case here?
Right. So that's for grizzly bears. But in Colorado, we don't have grizzly bears. So with
Mm.
black bears, they're pretty docile and they are scared of humans for the most part. And so by yelling at them, we want them to scare them off and run away. But if they're coming at you at that point, then you got to fight back.
Huh. And how do you fight back against a black bear?
Yeah, it's almost like with a person punching,
Uh,
kicking, throwing things as much as you possibly can to win that fight.
can you outrun a black bear?
So, no, they are way faster than we are. So, they can run up to 30 miles per hour.
Oh,
So, if you see a black bear in your backyard and you know you can get up the stairs into your house, then that would be a safe situation. But if you're in the middle of a trail and just running, then that would be a very dangerous situation.
okay. Well, many people in Colorado live in what is considered bear country. Briefly, what are the best precautions for homeowners to keep bears away?
Yeah. So, never feeding or approaching bears is very important.
Mm.
So, making sure that you're securing your food, you're putting your garbage and your recycling out the day of. Also, removing any bird feeders because they do attract bears. Bears can smell that seed and they come to it.
Wow.
Also, just never leaving pet food outside. I think that might be a common mistake that some people leave pet food in their garage and then they don't close their garage and the bear will walk right on in.
Oh boy, snack.
Yes, exactly. So, also cleaning just your grills and smokers and just being aware that in fall, it's a very sensitive time for bears. Again, us going back to just knowing that trigger. And if you do see a bear, telling your neighbors of bear activity or also just calling CPW if you get in a situation where you need help.
Bridget O'Rourke is a public information officer with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, with a timely reminder that bear awareness is especially important in the fall as they get ready to hibernate for the winter. We'll have links where you can learn more in the show notes and at KUNC.org. We'll also share links to a few of our other conversations about Colorado wildlife, including the eight-legged kind, with our look at Tarantula Fest happening this weekend in La Junta. And if you have your own story of a bear encounter, share it with us. We might read it at the end of an upcoming episode. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.